Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Randy Rex Show. I'm so happy to have you, and I hope you enjoy the show. I just wanted to welcome everyone to another episode of the Randy Rex Show, episode 18. We got some Real Housewives news, finally, some more news. It has felt like we have been in a little bit of a dry spell in the Real Housewives world. I hope that this is the last drought, and I think this has been a big criticism a lot of the fans, where right now they have 8 shows. And they just added another one with the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. So I'm so stoked, but there's literally only one Real Housewives airing right now. And it just baffles me that they don't have a more succinct way of having the shows on air for us. And I think the reason why it's so highlighted right now is we're coming off of a time yet again where there were 3-4 Real Housewives airing at once, and then we are whittled down to one show at a time. That's kind of crazy. Again, they had 8 shows that they can put on, and even at that, yeah, I understand some of them might not be where they need to be. You're putting them on pause. I get that. As much as I want Jersey back, with this news of the Real Housewives of Rhode Island, a lot of news came out from Bravo, including some of the Shaws of Sunsets coming back for their own little show. They're going to do a wife swap Real Housewives edition, which I'm excited about. But they also announced shows that are being renewed. They renewed Potomac, Beverly Hills, Orange County, obviously, and Salt Lake City, obviously, because those are in production right now. Notably, they did not list New York or New Jersey. So this is the thing. Even with those 2 on the sidelines, you still have 6 other franchises that you can have out there. I mean, you could literally have 2 on for 3 to 4 months, and that would get you through the year, if not more so. You could even stagger it a little bit, but this is just kind of crazy. And I think that's what they want, is they want us fiending for more. I'm fiending for more. So the fact that they're expanding the franchise to Rhode Island is ridiculous. I'm so excited. Well, now that we talked just a little bit between the 2 of us, or the 3 of us, or the 4 of us, or the 5 of us, or the 6 of us, or the 7 of us, however many people you're watching this with, let's talk about some Survivor. Huh? I still love the season. I still have high hopes for it. But I know a lot of people are frustrated, and I get their frustration. Mary was voted out today, well, on this episode, and it was a vote of 6-1. No one voted with Mary. Everyone voted her out. Don't get me wrong. I understand your frustration. This is a shit show. We were all hoping Mary, Mitch, Camilla, and Kyle would vote out Joe or Eva. And that just didn't happen, folks. I mean, what else is there to say? Are you really going to sit there and pinpoint one of those people and drag them for not being a great player and being a flop or what have you? Those are nice ways to put it. But yeah, Mary gave it her all. She fought like the Dickens. I am so impressed. And, it's sad to see her leave the game. Almost more so than it was sad to see Star go last week. Mary had such a way about her to where it seemed like she had a little bit of more inroads with the tight four or even just other people on the sidelines, it really looked like Mary got to Shaheen. And it really looked like Kyle and Camilla were going to come together to where maybe it was going to solidify this episode. But it did not happen. Yeah, still, we heard people like Mitch and Camilla say this episode that they don't trust Mary. You know, Camilla is talking about actually making the move and getting Joe out. But if she gets Joe out, that means Mary is left in the game and she doesn't trust her. So, of course, Rob would say, what is the move then? Hopefully, next week, going into the final six, the move will be Camilla and Kyle finally banning with Mitch and Shaheen, voting out either Joe or Eva. Hopefully, that is what's going to happen. I'm sorry. I know I said this last week. I said the same exact thing, except we were including Mary because she was still there. So, I have that hope. But who do I think is going to go home? Who do I really think is going to go home next episode? Um, this is it. I am going to follow my heart, follow my gut, and they have to do it now. I'm going to say that Joe finally gets voted out. Now, let's say that that doesn't happen and Mitch goes home. Going into the final five, yes, theoretically, Kyle, Shaheen, and Camilla could still band together and go against Eva and Joe. Let's say they get Joe out in the final four, Eva leaves, and then that's a pretty cool final three, with Camilla, Kyle, and Shaheen. But it's a lot of ifs, buts, maybes, hopefullys, probablys, and a lot of what has been ending up happening this season is those things never come out to fruition. So we'll see what happens. I'm very tentative. So at this point in the game, we're down to the final six, and a lot of the players left are big players or big characters. They have been big characters throughout the season. Episode one, we got Eva and Joe forming their bond, where she comes to him and reveals that she has autism and she's going to need some help. Later down the line, there's that beautiful episode with him coming in and rescuing her, doing the things that she said to do in case of attack. There's Kyle and Camilla, another pair, another duo. We should have seen this coming because Jeff even said this is the season of duos. So we have two of our duos in the final six. That's 4 out of the 6. Camilla and Kyle have been playing together this whole season. Kyle says it numerous times this season, and if there was ever any doubt in my eyes whether or not he was going to stay true to Camilla or betray her and go with Joe and Eva and Shaheen, I think this episode really solidified for me that he is with Camilla. That's why I was so flabbergasted as to why they didn't make the move this episode to go against Joe and Eva, and that they still voted out Mary. But that just goes to show you how much they don't trust Mary, which is very sad because I love to see her on my TV screen and I root for her. And then the last two people, Shaheen and Mitch, they're not really a pair. They're not really a duo, but they are there. And I think that they both have a shot at winning this game. They have both, again, like I said about the other 4 in the final 6, they have been a through line throughout the whole season of 48. They have had a voice. They have had a presence. We have heard from Shaheen and Mitch both throughout the entire season. So it's really still it still has me hooked. I still really love this season despite the fact that there is just strong holding the game, and there's no resistance. Nobody is doing anything to put themselves in a power position. I still love the storytelling of the season. I still love the emotion of the season. I love the players. I love the players that have gotten down to this part of the game now that we're only 2 episodes left, with next week's episode and then the finale after that. So, yeah, it's just looking up so far, because then later this year we have Survivor 49, and then, of course, next year, this time, we're going to be watching Survivor 50. That's kind of crazy. So, yeah, finally, now Kari has taken a hit, and he still has the most players still remaining in the game with Kyle, Camilla, and Shaheen. Virgie is right behind him with Joe and Eva. And Ivatmi has a 1 player left with Mitch. And of course, I lost my last player last week. My last player last week with Star. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the show. I will be back here next week with the penultimate episode recap of Survivor 48 and the penultimate episode of season 5 of The Randy Rex Show. It is exciting times. It is crazy times. It is filled with a lot of excitement and entertainment out there, a lot of creativity, a lot of art, a lot of joy to be had. So make sure you are getting yours.